The Tonquin, a mighty trading ship, for sea otter pelts had come, sailed around Cape Horn to Clayoquot Sound, then to her fate succumbed. A plan was hatched in 1810 by two ambitious Eastern men. Astor sought otter pelts to trade, so with Jefferson a deal was made to trade for furs to suit the rich, settle the Columbia before the Brits. They signed a crew and bought a ship to leave New York for a long, long trip. 100-foot barque weighing 300 tons, pierced for cannon some 20 guns, trade goods and tools held in store, water, lumber, and so much more. Sheep, goats, poultry, for meat, milk, and eggs, for Russian trade, gunpowder in kegs. After trading for furs to Asia they'd go, silk, spices, tea, the new cargo. Sailors hired who could handle the sails in weather calm or heavy gales. Scottish fur traders along with clerks, Canuck voyageurs who sang when they worked. Men to clear land and then to build a trading post where land could be tilled. 34 men drawn from many ranks, French, English, Swedes, and even some Yanks. To command they hired young Captain Thorny, military trained, held others in scorn. Traders and tradesmen got no respect, native and foreign were both suspect. All should obey his hard iron rule, hot-headed and brutal, quick to be cruel. Songs, jokes, and gossip he'd not abide, soon a thorn in every man's side. They left New York in the early fall. It didn't take long before a brawl, a quarrel with traders the first night out. Thorny drew a gun to end the falling out. Morale was low, tempers were short, till all aboard longed for port. They didn't see land for weeks on end, sailed a long way east, then back again. For water and fuel they went ashore on a Falkland island, looking for more. When to set sail Thorny had a mind, he hoisted anchor, leaving 8 behind. He thought to them a lesson he'd show, to catch the ship for 6 hours they must row and row and row and row. Cape Horn was rounded on Christmas Day, on fresh trade winds they sailed away. 6 weeks later reached Hawaii's isles, enjoyed fresh fruit and women with smiles. To the weary crew this was very nice, they surely thought it was paradise. 24 Canuck came on board to man the ship, new post and fort. Added to the crowd was a cargo of swine, for the post and fort evermore to dine. To Columbia's river they set sail, but ran into heavy squalls and gales. The rigging froze in March ice and snow, overboard much livestock did go. At Columbia's bar a storm did blast. Thorny, impatient to make his way past, sent 8 men out to find a way in, never to be seen alive again. Needing a site for Jefferson's aim to start a camp for a land claim a bit a river away from the coast, seemed ideal for a trading post. Very hard work cleared timberland, barracks, fort, and garden soon at hand. Traders and Thorny were eager, so soon the Tonquin sailed north early that June. The Tonquin, a mighty trading ship, for the otter pelts had come, sailed around Cape Horn to Clayoquot Sound, then to her fate succumbed. Nootka natives had a savvy chief with a potlatch culture beyond belief. To Nootka leaders of wise intellect, trusts and gifts showed status and respect. Deposit for a ship they once had made, but no ship arrived that trust betrayed. 12 of their men hired to hunt left marooned far away, another affront. For pelts Thorny offered blankets 3. Nootka to this would not agree. For a deal the Nootka did still strive, and thought a fair price should be 5. Stubborn Thorny said 3 was enough, turned his back and left in a huff, cursing and muttering ethnic slurs, pacing the deck, snubbing their furs. The Nootka on deck matched his pace, eager and proud to plead their case. About their pelts they nagged and bragged. Thorny treated their pelts like oldish rags. Their leader persisted, but in vain. Thorny slapped him with the pelt in piqued disdain, then with contempt shoved him aside. Rudeness no leader could ignore or abide. The Tonquin, a mighty trading ship, for sea otter pelts had come, sailed around Cape Horn to Clayoquot Sound, then to her fate succumbed. Insulted and shamed, that leader did smart. He and his party to their village depart. Traders and crew begged Thorny to leave, but no retreat could Thorny conceive. After a spell canoes came to trade. If metal were added, a deal could be made. For blankets 3 the Nootka now concur. Soon men came aboard, arms loaded with fur. Their numbers on board grew and grew, till fear and alarm spread among the crew. Thorny at last gave his command, sent men to the rigging and the capstan. Nootka from their furs pulled knives and clubs. The deck came awash with bodies and bloods. The crew on deck were soon dispatched, but a few from the rigging reached the hold hatch. They found the ship's store and arms did acquire to defend themselves with musket fire. Nootka left the scene with victory well pleased. The Tonquin now their sails flapping in the breeze. Survivors that night in a small boat fled, too few to sail, deep in dread, but one stayed behind, too wounded to escape, able none the less this event to reshape. The Tonquin, a mighty trading ship, for sea otter pelts had come, sailed around Cape Horn to Clayoquot Sound, then to her fate succumb. Early next day, mid seagulls' cries, Nootka arrived to inspect their prize. The lone sailor bade them to climb up the net. Wounded, unarmed, he seemed no threat. Only he knew for trade and guns, black powder in the hold, nearly 4 tons. Lighting a fuse down in that room sent scores to their doom with a deafening boom. Those still on the water felt their share of pain. Splinters and body parts on them did rain. Carcasses and wreckage o'er the sea were strewn, a gruesome sight that morning in June. The blast blew the stern and loosened seams. Water leaked aboard in flows and streams. The Tonquin went down in the salty drink, all hopes and dreams gone in a blink. The Tonquin, a mighty trading ship, for sea otters did succumb, sailed around Cape Horn to Clayoquot Sound, then blown to Kingdom Come. She was blown to Kingdom Come.